In this video, I'm going to give you the knowledge that I gained over the course of 2 years getting over my last relationship. It was really tough. I'm not going to deny that. I mean, if you're going through a breakup right now, I got to say that I sympathize with your situation. But there's going to be a lot of harsh truths in this video, starting with the fact that nobody cares about your breakup. Especially if you're a man, nobody gives a fuck. If she broke up with you, if you broke up with her, it doesn't matter. The idea that you can talk to someone about your breakup is not going to serve you at all. There were so many times that I tried to talk to someone about my breakup. I talked to my best friend, we went out, we talked, he listened, he was very kind. I talked to my other friend, and he was very supportive as well, even though he wasn't really inclined to do that. Now, this friend of mine, I've learned a lot from in my life. He's very driven. He goes after his goals. He's a director, but he's also, like a player, and he knows how to like play the game. And he's also had a lot of shit in his life that he's overcome. So I really look up to him. And he was very supportive and very helpful to me. But I noticed that even though he was supportive, he was listening, he was kind of being like, it's going to be okay, man, like there are other girls, that sort of thing. I noticed that when he went through adversity, he didn't talk to me about it. Like, he didn't say, like, oh man, I'm struggling with this, like, I need to get over this. No, he just dealt with it himself. And that is the second lesson for you. So if nobody gives a fuck about your breakup, that means you have to resolve it yourself. And this doesn't mean keep your emotions bottled up inside, okay? I've been going to therapy for years. It's been really helpful for me. But specifically with breakups, I actually don't think that therapy helps at all. I think that actions do, especially if you're a masculine man. I'm a masculine man. I know I might not look it, but I am. I'm very driven by my purpose, very driven by my goals, that sort of thing. That really helps me. So the first thing that you can do if nobody gives a fuck and if you have to resolve it yourself is you have to get on that purpose, especially if you're a masculine man. If you are sitting there right now in your room and you haven't made any meaningful progress to your goal in the past 24 hours, honestly, I don't really know what to tell you, because you are kind of fucked in this world. Because nobody gives a fuck about men. Nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about any of that, especially after you go through a breakup. You want to win the breakup? Did your girl cheat on you? Is she already with somebody else? The only way to win the breakup in a way that actually helps you is if you've had a purpose that you've been putting off because of this relationship, that because you were out of this relationship, you can now go after. So just take a second right now. I'll wait. And get a piece of paper. I'm sure you have one in your room or wherever you're watching this. Get a piece of paper and write down in 10 words or less what your purpose is. And this might be something that you've never even taken action for. But if you do take action on it, it has to be right now. So find the piece of paper. I'll wait. Okay, so you have a piece of paper. Now you have to write down exactly what your purpose is. Is it to become a YouTuber, a singer, a rapper, a businessman? Do you want to have a personality on social media? Do you want to build a social media marketing company? The point is, there are millions of things that could be your purpose, but whatever your purpose is, you need to write it down right now. And you might be asking, what does this have to do with my breakup? I'll explain it all once you have it written down. So pause the video, write down what your purpose is. At this point, you should have a piece of paper written down with your purpose. Okay, I hope when you look at that purpose on the piece of paper, you are excited by the prospect of doing it. You might not exactly know how you're going to do it, but you know that you're actually going to be able to do it. This purpose is what's going to get you out of your breakup. I know that it doesn't feel that way because it is scary and it is probably something that you've never done before. If you look at the statistics, the amount of people who have dreams that they want to act on but don't actually act on, it's fucking depressing, man. And especially if you are somebody who got broken up with, somebody who is kind of in a depressive state, the odds are pretty good that you haven't taken action on this purpose yet. So you're going to make a promise to me right now, okay? That thing you have written on your piece of paper, you're going to take meaningful action on in the next 24 hours. I don't know what meaningful action means to you because I don't know what your purpose is. But I hope that it is a big, big step. If it's becoming a YouTuber, that means posting a YouTube video. If it's becoming a rapper, that means recording a rap. If it is starting a social media company, that is getting leads and trying to make it your first sale in the next 24 hours. It's a big step that shifts your identity. Okay, now let's loop this into getting over a breakup. So what scientifically happens within us when we get broken up with? Well, a lot of the narratives, the neural pathways in our mind get disrupted because we no longer have a presence that is with us, that supports us and kind of helps us, and we give and receive love easily too. Breakups are one of the most mentally traumatic things that somebody can go through, but it can also be one of the most constructive things to go through. So imagine if one of your parents just suddenly said, like, I don't want to be your mom anymore. I don't want to be your dad anymore. We're finished. I'm going to leave. That is brutal. Your brain is not going to be able to really register it. If you were just broken up with within the last week, I wouldn't be surprised if you're still in denial about it, all sorts of things like that. Now, the media and a lot of YouTubers would tell you, oh, you have to talk about this. You have to process this. You have to form a narrative. You have to XYZ. I'm not telling you that. In fact, I think that the cognitive dissonance makes your mind incredibly clear, and you can take meaningful action on your purpose, so much so that by the time you've actually processed your breakup, you'll be a completely different person. And this is going to, especially if you're a masculine man focused on your purpose, or a masculine woman, masculine non-binary person, I'm not saying that, but as you know, we all have masculine and feminine energies within us. The masculine is more purpose-driven, the feminine is more relationship-driven, and it's not discriminatory based on gender, guys. It's just mental and spiritual fact. So anyway, back to what I was talking about. Being driven by your purpose is the ultimate way to get over a breakup. You should take meaningful action on it every day for at least an hour. I don't care what you have going on. Everyone has a free hour. You can sleep an hour less for the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life. So that is going to be your biggest step in getting over a breakup. Now, once you are taking meaningful action on your purpose, you understand that talking about it doesn't help you, you understand that you need to pull yourself out of the situation. You're probably about 70 to 80% of the way there to kind of pulling yourself out of this post-breakup depression that you're in. But the way that you get the final 10% to get to 90%, not the final 10%, but the next 10%, is working on your mental health. Now, when was the last time you actually did something for your mental health? And I'm not talking about a self-care day or fucking eating chips or doing something that makes you feel good. I'm talking about scientifically proven things for your mental health, like meditation, like going for a walk in nature, like exercise, like affirmations, like visualization, like doing a guided meditation, like listening to music and really listening to the music. Things like that, mindfulness, all sorts of actionable steps that you can take. The reason why you need to take care of your mental health is, like I said, nobody gives a fuck about you. So if you want to have a good mental health, if you want to be happy, you need to choose how you're going to implement these tactics into your life. So that'll get you to the final 90%, the next 90%. I don't know why I keep saying final. The final 10% is a choice. In life, you can choose to be happy or you can choose to be sad. Everybody on TikTok and on social media is choosing to be sad. I'm sorry, but that is a horrible way to live your life. You, right now, even though you haven't started work on your purpose, even though you haven't clicked off this video yet, can choose to be happy. Literally, it's just a choice. Look at me in the eyes and say, I choose to be happy. Amazing. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you all the best. You're going to get over this, man. I believe in you.